Hello Capricorn, my name is Nigel. You have found Alchemy, and this is your April 2025 extended reading. Now, I don't know if you watched your spring overview, but these particular cards in the middle were taken from that reading. As I promised, I re-pulled them so we could expand upon them and get our extended reading. And here we are. So let's go over this briefly again so you are not lost in case you didn't watch that reading. You have pulled the Time card. And this is not labeled. This is a huge deck. I don't know if you've watched me deal with this deck, but there's like 3 or 4 decks in one. So this card represents time. And it isn't it's an expansion card. Now, what's interesting about this is that it's labeled as an expansion card, and you also have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also an expansion card. So I'm thinking that this might be a very expansive month for you. But with this time card, it tells us time is a factor in this reading, right? And in the other reading that I did for you, it was whispered to me, it's time, it's time. So let's continue. Like I said, you did pull the Wheel of Fortune, and this is big Jupiter energy. It's fixed energy, but Jupiter, expansive energy. It is luck, but it does look like the tides are turning. Something's changing here for you. You also pulled the Hierophant, and this is Taurian energy, earth energy like yourself, but it is a commitment, right? A commitment to yourself, a commitment to something positive. It's a commitment that you are either approaching or you're making. You do have the Divine Feminine card pulled. And this basically, whether you're male or female, it really does mean that you're reliant on your intuition. Your intuition is going to be very key this month. You have a very keen intuition, Capricorn. Unlike the other earth signs, I think that your intuition is really on point. You have yes, okay, I admit I have a favorite. Don't tell the other signs, but here you have, as your advice, you have the Two of Swords here. And the Two of Swords is Mercury in Libra energy. And as advice, this either means that you should have tunnel vision, right? Or honestly, look at the card. You could have tunnel vision towards a goal, or you could just be choosing not to listen to someone's bullshit anymore, Capricorn. You might be tuning them out. And with the other cards here, I could definitely see that. So let's move into your oracle, because I'm sure that'll hold a lot of keys for us. Now, what's fascinating, Capricorn, is we have Jupiter energy again. And this is, straightforward to the point Jupiter energy. And what did I say about it? It's expansive energy, like this expansive card, right? It's full of possibility, full of fortune. It's exactly like the cards taken from the spring reading. So this is really a good omen that this reading is definitely yours. And I'm really glad that I do the shuffling and the laying out on camera so you could really see that these cards did indeed fall out for you. And you have the shapeshifter from this deck. The shapeshifter is number 15, as you can see. And your world, with all these expansive cards, your world is shifting. And the advice here is to stay centered, right? There is someone in your world that may prove to have trickster energy that you might uncover. I'm pretty sure that for your March reading that you were uncovering something about someone. But no matter what, this is expansive energy. Your world's shifting. It's changing, right? You have 222 here, and it says, trust that the seeds of your thoughts are growing as you are nourishing them with words, feelings, and actions. It says, I am balanced. 222. If you see 222 this month, take it as a sign for sure that things are falling into place for you. You do have the prosperity card, and this is number 3 in the deck. And it says, as this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. Prosperity is on the table, but it's coming in sideways. So you have to see this as a choice. Your world's expanding, things are changing, and at the end of the road, when the smoke clears, it's going to be prosperous for you. But while you're going through it, you might struggle. You might, and when I say that, I don't mean you're struggling, but you might struggle looking at this like it's a good thing. Believe me, it's a good thing. All these cards are really, really good at that. You pulled, as usual, Capricorn, you pulled this is my last reading, and in my opinion, your reading is obviously very positive, very positive. So let's move on to your astrology. You have Uranus. And Uranus is big Aquarius energy, right? Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside your box. I'm pretty sure that was some of your advice, maybe from March. It was recent. Maybe it was your bonus reading. But yeah, you have this Uranus energy, this expansive energy from Jupiter. Things are changing. There is change for sure on the table. Now let's look at your month, because on April 4th, you have a couple of things going on. You have Saturn in Pisces, sextile Uranus and Taurus. And on that day, it is a great day to take calculated risks. Because like success is really assured if you take them on this day. But also on this day, you have Mars in Cancer, sextile Uranus and Taurus, another lucky sign. It's a manifestation day. So keep April 4th under your hat, because I think April 4th, especially if you take a calculated risk that day, could really prove to be very beneficial for you. On April 7th, we have Venus in Pisces, sextile Uranus and Taurus. Love is likely to deepen or bloom if you're not in a relationship. So keep yourself open to that, Capricorn. On April 20th, you have Venus in Pisces, sextile Uranus and Taurus. There is a spontaneous aspect to the energy that day, right? So you could make your move in a very spontaneous way, and it would probably work out really well for you. So we'll keep that under our hats as we continue on with your reading. You do have here magic. You have the rune of magic. It's Iwaz. Oh, Iwaz. It's Iwaz, actually. And interestingly enough, Iwaz is a shapeshifter rune. And we talked about that right here. I love the way your particular readings always tie together, right? So you have the shapeshifter rune here, along with the shapeshifter card from this deck. And it's balanced too. There's a balance of sorts coming together. And I'm pretty sure one of these cards mentioned balance, right? Yeah. So there's a balance there. You're coming together. Your new life, your new road is opening up, but there is something coming together with something else in order to create something brand new. Now, yes, this could absolutely be a relationship. It could be two aspects of you. It could be some brand new aspect being invited into your life to create a new path for you. You have the present here, and this is pronounced Urid. Urid, and it says the present. So with this card, it represents the present path you are on. And when she comes out, she reminds us to stay present and grounded. Don't let your mind drift. Don't let your mind, float off. It's more common with air signs, but any of us could fall into that. And so your job this month is to stay grounded and present and aware. Very important stuff for you this month. Now with your charms, you have the letter B, the letter S, and the letter F. And this could be anyone's initials that you're dealing with. It could be like I always say, it could be a building, it could be a bus line, it could be a city, a restaurant. And keep these letters very close to you. Somebody did come back to me and say that they ended up, they had a legal problem. They were speaking to the opposing attorney and their initial was in there. So these letters could come up in any way, shape, or form. You have the acorn, and I love that for you, because the acorn represents long-term stability. The seeds you're planting this month may feel a little uncomfortable at times, but they're for a larger purpose. You have the number 7 here on the die. And, make sure that doesn't fall over. It does represent Neptune, Pisces, and it also represents you're going towards the number 10. And you're coming to a finale, a finish. It's happening. It is happening. Now, it's time, right? So you're approaching something important. Now, with that Neptune energy, there might be times this month, moments where you feel confused. But this card tells you to stay grounded through it. It's very important. You have the 7 of Swords coming in sideways. Now, the 7 of Swords, as we know, is Uranus and Aquarius. And I do think there is a decision you're going to be making about the strategy. You're forming a strategy in your mind about the information you find out, about the decisions you make about, okay, now my decision might have to change about my future. You're forming a new strategy. And with the acorn, I do think you're going to be, I think you're going to be sitting pretty, but I do think you're going to have moments where you feel lost this month, and it's only going to be moments. So if you find yourself in one of those moments, please understand that when you reground yourself, they will pass. Now, here are your three legs, Capricorn. And, people have gotten back to me. They've messaged me and said, well, it happened the way you said, but it happened not in the right order. Like the last leg was the first leg. Of course, that could happen. This isn't a science, and it's a general reading. So keep that in mind, as far as timing goes. But you have three legs here with your tarot. And starting from leg number one, you have some sort of assistance like you always do. Now, this assistance could be coming from your intuition, the way we talked about up here. It could be coming from you. It could be coming from your angels, your spirit guides, anything that you pray to or rely on. Some people rely on themselves and their intuition more than anything else. And honestly, I think your intuition is going to be your friend this month. So we start out with the High Priestess in reverse. And there is that Neptune energy, right? That Piscean energy that we talked about. You can be very confused on this leg. You can go back and forth with what you think you know versus the reality of a situation. I could definitely see that here because there is hidden information on this leg that you may not know everything right away. You do have Temperance in reverse, and Temperance is more Jupiter energy. It is Sagittarian energy, to be specific, and you may have lack of patience during this leg because you might just lose your patience momentarily with the process. You do have the Eight of Swords in reverse, and I love that for you because all this energy leads into that Eight of Swords energy, which is Jupiter and Gemini. Finally breaking free, using the tools, because, we look at this picture and usually it's a woman that's blindfolded and bound and surrounded by swords. And we look at the picture as onlookers and we say, just pick up one of the swords and free yourself. Well, this coming in reverse means you do just that. There is some sort of tool at your disposal that you utilize, even if it is your intuition. It's something that drags you out of the impatience, drags you out of whatever you may be confused about. This, when we add it up and break it down, we get Venus energy. We get the number 6, Libra, Taurus. But we know Venus energy could be love, and it also could be our goals, our money, right? Venus rules our money. And this might be either a combination of those two things or one of those things. And it's going to be different for each Sagittarian. I meant Capricorn. Sorry, I said Sagittarian because of the Jupiter energy that's all over this reading. But it's going to be different for each Capricorn. Now, when we move on to your second leg, this is in reverse, but we do not read these cards in reverse. We get Mars energy, right? That hot fire energy. Mars could be an attraction. It could be very highly sexual, but it also is war energy. And somebody could tweak you. Somebody could tweak you during this time. You have the king. Yeah, here we go. So you have the King of Swords here in reverse. And that is Sun in Aquarius. But more than that, when the King of Swords is upright, he's logical. He's very balanced. He's very kind. He's very logical. But when he's in reverse, he could be a formidable opponent, and somebody could be tweaking your patience and bring that out in you here, Sagittarius. God, I keep calling you Sagittarius. I'm just really sorry. I know that I'm doing Capricorn. But like I said, the Jupiter energy is just so strong in this reading. But here in your center card, the center of your whole reading, you do have the Three of Swords here in reverse, right? And Venus and Libra energy in this deck. And it is healing, right? Putting the past, putting any pain that you felt in the past where it belongs, in your past. This may have been a painful situation for you. You do have the Lovers coming out next, and that's in the upright. So this could very well, for at least one or two of you, be a relationship. But that impacts your money. It could be both. Honestly, it could be a job. But the Lovers not only represents a relationship, it could also, with this Gemini energy, could represent a decision that is very helpful. It's in the upright. You make a decision. Somebody may upset you. Somebody may put you in war mode, but I have to tell you, whatever decision you make coming from that is really, it's better than the Neptune energy. At least you see clearly. You may be not happy about it. You may be angry at someone, but you know the truth, right? So what's interesting here, Capricorn, is that when we add this up and we break it down, we get Mars energy again, that number 9 energy. So you have a double Mars in this leg, and it's very warlike. Somebody has definitely twisted those Capricorn horns. Now, on your final leg, you have some sort of integration. Is it a union with the lovers? For some of you, it may be, for sure. But could it also be an integration of your new life coming together, like we talked about on above? Absolutely. Something positive is coming together in this situation. You have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups as your first card on this leg, Sun and Scorpio, revisiting the past. But remember the advice of this card. Remember the advice of the Ruin and the Norse cards. Stay present. Stay present. Stay grounded. Don't get sucked into past crap. All right? That's the advice. Because here you have the Ace of Wands. Pure fire energy, right? More fire energy, I should say. But I have to tell you, it's choice. Are you going to proceed with that burning wand in your hand, that Mars energy, or are you going to retract and regroup? I do think that, it's going to be obvious coming in sideways like that. It's going to be an obvious choice that each Capricorn is going to have to make. But I do think you're going to land on your feet no matter what, because you have the Four of Cups here, right? Yeah, you have the Four of Cups here. And there is somebody offering you something, either a story, a bullshit story, or an excuse, and you're just like, you know what? Not interested. Not interested in your explanations. Not interested in your bullshit. Not interested in your words, because your words have proven to mean nothing. There is something you're rejecting here from a source, okay? And when we add this up and we break it down, we get the number 11, which is a cardinal number like you are a cardinal sign. It is a bridge. The number of 11, two things coming together, right? Integration. The lovers, integration, two things coming together to form something brand new. And the number 11 forms a bridge from one part of your life to another. And it makes perfect sense with all the things we have already seen. Now, when we look at your challenges, we have detachment, cold. And I do think that with that King of Swords in reverse and a few other of these cards, you are going to be detached from something. You are going to be cold towards something or someone. And it will be challenging for at least part of the month. It will be a challenge. It will also be a challenge for you to walk away from somebody or something. Now, a challenge doesn't mean it's going to be ridiculously hard. It just means that for part of the month, you're going to find this challenging. You do have the Five of Swords, and here you are defending your something. You're either defending your point of view, defending your new path, you're defending yourself, you're defending what's yours, perhaps. It's Venus and Aquarius energy. By the way, the Eight of Cups is Saturn and Pisces energy. Defending what's yours. And you have here the Six of Swords in reverse, Mercury in Aquarius. And you're going to be dealing with some kind of a delay. Maybe that's the impatience here. But that's okay, right? It's just a challenge. When we add this up and we break it down, we get number 10, which is the finishing a cycle. You're finishing a cycle. It's going to be challenging, but you're finishing it, Capricorn. A necessary change is that Scorpion energy for you. Now, when we look at your opportunities, you're going to have it says spy, watching, inspecting. I do think you're going to have a chance to look at something, get some information, and really understand what it is you're dealing with here. And I like that for you. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse, which is great because you're going to have the opportunity to alleviate a lot of the stress you have felt up until now. Saturn and Sagittarius energy. You have the Four of Swords here, and that's Jupiter in Libra energy. And you go from trying to be patient, becoming perhaps impatient, to taking action, getting up and saying, okay, I know enough now. And here you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is Venus in Taurus energy, no longer waiting. Like, this is a card of waiting around for something. You are no longer waiting, and this is an opportunity for you to move on from something. We add this up and we break it down, it's no surprise we get Jupiter energy again. So your world is expanding. Something new is coming. There is something here that you're going to re-strategize for your future. You're going to be put in warlike energy for at least a moment or two this month, especially that leg when it shows up in your life here, Capricorn. Now, I'm going to pull a couple of cards from this deck, and then I will do your numerology for you. For Capricorn, please. Let's close out this reading for Capricorn. For Capricorn. For Capricorn. You have the Empress. Beautiful Venus energy, Taurus, Libra energy, fertility, abundance. That's where you're headed. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Fool. Beautiful. Innocence, new beginnings, free spirit. In my opinion, it's Aquarian energy. Some people look at it as Gemini energy or Virgo energy. Whatever you look at it as, it's a new start. It's everything we said. Your readings always come together like that. Now, when we add everything up in this reading and we break it down, we get the number 8, which is Saturn energy. It's your energy. At the end of the day, you're going to be comfortable in that energy. It's exactly what you understand. That is energy you can understand, you could grasp. It's lessons learned. It's hard work put in, paying off, stuff like that. Now, the number that came out the most here was number 6. And number 6 represents Venus energy, right? It is all the things we discussed. Venus energy came out a lot in your reading as well. It's that money, love, balance, or one of those things, or both of those things, depending on who I'm speaking to. The signs that came out here were Cancer, Aries, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. Now, fascinating, the 2 signs that came out the most were Taurus and Libra, which is Venus energy again. Your goals, in my opinion, are closely tied to this. The planet that came out the most, no surprise, Venus. Second place, Jupiter. Boom. Amazing. You're definitely moving into a better place here. There is some sort of truth you either have uncovered in March, or you will uncover in April, or perhaps it's like an extended type of thing. But I have to tell you, I did do your spring reading, and I know that your spring in general is going to be very positive. I wish you all the best, Capricorn. I will see you next time.